time my heart skip, every time I slip, I wanna run away.
Check out that sexy little intro there. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and favorite for all my new upcoming Call of Duty Let's Plays. No, I'm seriously kidding. No, what is going on, guys? I hope everybody has had a great day. I want to welcome you to episode 7 of Make It Great Again. In today's episode, we're going to be looking at the Call of Duty franchise. What is good? What is bad? Some solutions to its problems, and finally decide whether or not the franchise can be made great again. Now, for those of you that don't know what the Call of Duty franchise is, then where the fuck have you been living? I shouldn't need to explain, but as I know some of you live under the rocks, let me explain it to you. The Call of Duty franchise is a collection of first-person shooters. These games are made by 3 different developers: Infinity Ward, who started off the franchise in 2003 to the present day. Their most recent game is going to be Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, which comes out November 4th, 2016. Treyarch, who started working in 2005 to the present day, their most recent addition to the franchise being Call of Duty Black Ops 3, and finally Sledgehammer Games, who started in 2011, and their most recent game being Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. All 3 of these developers continue to work on the franchise's game under the publisher Activision. Activision have been the sole publisher for Call of Duty and have been throughout the game's long history since the first game, named Call of Duty, released on October 29th, 2003. The franchise is still rolling on strong with a new game coming out in November 4th, 2016, the aforementioned game Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Don't worry, we'll get to it. However, some people do argue that the Call of Duty franchise is dying. Some people say it's rolling strong. Some people say it's dying. We will get to that in this. But anyways, now that you know about the franchise and its developers and publishers, let's move on and tell you what is good about the Call of Duty franchise. Okay, now to take a look at what is good about the Call of Duty franchise. And I first have to start off with the fact that they make a huge amount of money from these games. And some people may say, dude, what the fuck, that ain't a good thing, fucking idiot, unsubscribe, get off the Activision cock. Hold your horses. It is an amazing thing. If Call of Duty games didn't make the huge amount of money that they do and continue to do from their games, they would have never been able to invest it into other titles and other games. If you're a fan of games like Destiny, Prototype, the actual Call of Duty games, Guitar Hero, and many others, then you have to be thankful that they have got this money from this franchise and continue to get it to invest this into other titles like the ones I just mentioned. One of the things that pisses me off whenever I'm on Destiny or on the Bungie forums is when people say that Activision don't need to be a part of the game, or that Activision are absolute trash. Well, if it wasn't for their injection of cash to Bungie or helping them with the marketing or manufacturing of Destiny, then you probably would not even have Destiny. Now before people go, shut up fanboy, I despise Activision and a lot of their business practices. However, I am a huge Destiny fan, and if it wasn't for Activision, I and a lot of people would not even know what Destiny or some of those other games I mentioned were, let alone being able to play it, so you have to give the Call of Duty franchise and Activision props for that. Next, the Call of Duty franchise is such a simplistic franchise, which may come off sounding as a bad thing, but it's not. It's still one of the most easiest games to still pick up and play in the first-person shooter market, and you can be in a game within a minute. Then you can pick a class, go pwn some noobs. Compare that to Battlefield, one of their main competitors. With Battlefield, you have to choose your class, then when you're going to spawn, then whether or not you want to use a vehicle, and finally, once you get into the game, you have to factor in multiple things like if I'm a sniper, what would a bullet drop be? If I'm an engineer, should I be using my javelin on enemy tanks or repairing my own tanks? Just as a few examples. Call of Duty games' simplicity truly do allow you to just pick up and play with minimum effort required, which not many first-person shooters can really do. Another thing I must commend the Call of Duty franchise for is its campaigns. Now hold up there. The last Call of Duty campaigns have had a truly horrendous story with no direction or continuation. I do not even debate that. I played the Black Ops 3 campaign. I know your pain. Let's not go there, please. But that's not the good bit about the campaigns. What is good about a lot of the Call of Duty game's story modes are that they are just truly over the top and crazy. They're like being in a Michael Bay movie. Whether it was putting the throwing knife in Shepard's head in Modern Warfare 2, blowing off Zakayev's hand in Call of Duty 4, or the bridge blowing up above the carrier in Advanced Warfare, or many of the other truly insane cutscenes. While the campaigns might not deliver a solid story of substance or continuity, the clusterfuck of explosions, action, and just pure insanity are for me always what are great in a Call of Duty campaign. Sometimes having a ton of explosions makes a campaign awesome and trumps having a detailed and intricate story. And they are what truly make the missions fun to play and keep people interested in the campaign and the game. Next, let's move on to multiplayer. And I must say I do actually like the new supply drop system in Black Ops 3. Unlocking camos, reticles, a customizable victory screen, taunts, boasts, and good game gestures, and other nice cosmetic additions are great. Nothing like getting first place on Team Deathmatch, winning 100 to 99, and then pulling out the nay-nay on your opponents. I'd like to see this style of supply drops in more of the upcoming titles. Now, these are the good aspects of supply drops, but hold your horses, people, because we will get back to them, because there are some bad things I must cover with them too. Finally, the Call of Duty franchise's multiplayer is probably the best thing about the Call of Duty franchise. Its multiplayer has been the centerpiece of this franchise for many, many years and continues to be it. You remember the saying going that you don't buy Call of Duty for the campaign, you buy it for the multiplayer? Yeah, case in point. It's what keeps fans returning to the franchise again and again. And why, you may ask? It could be the previously mentioned simplicity of it and how easy it is to pick up and play, the minimal learning curve, or the progressive leveling with prestige modes and challenges that give hundreds more hours of extra gameplay, with people trying to get to 10th prestige or 15th prestige or get dark matter camo for all their weapons, or just playing as a team with a group of friends all having the EMP support streak on and just blacking out the enemy team for the whole game. Yes, I was that asshole. The multiplayer truly holds up as one of the franchise's greatest things, if not the greatest part about this first-person shooter franchise. Right, now that we've covered the good things about the Call of Duty franchise, let's go take a look at the bad things about the Call of Duty franchise that are prohibiting this game from becoming great again. Okay, now to take a look at what is bad about the Call of Duty franchise and prohibiting the franchise from becoming great again. Alright, let's start off and go to the developers and publishers of the game. The ignorant Activision, Treyarch, Infinity Ward, and Sledgehammer display towards their fans. They don't listen to their fans one bit, and this is on multiple occasions. Number one example, numerous players have been asking for dedicated servers instead of the substandard player-to-player servers for near enough a decade. So hearing this feedback from fans, what did they do, you may ask? Oh, just brushed it under the carpet for 10 years till they got enough flack and their competitors started implementing them to finally in 2015 to 2016 give us in Call of Duty Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare, well, half and half servers. Half player to player, half dedicated. Seriously? Activision. You guys make billions of dollars from your games and you have two huge franchises in Destiny and Call of Duty. How about actually using the money you earn from these games to invest into your game's infrastructure? But this is just one of many examples that they don't listen to. Next, the cherry on the proverbial Activision shit cake is why do you guys keep making futuristic games? I admit, Black Ops 3 was a decent game and the reformed exosuit was quite nice, even if it did feel like Titanfall's movement system. But it was evident people did not want another futuristic game. So after absorbing in the multitude of feedback on this and people not wanting to have another futuristic game, what do we get? Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. An intense space game set in the distant future, where you fly around frigates and board ships and use exosuits with seamless transitions between ground and space. Seriously? And then they have the audacity to come out with adding in the Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered's pre-order bonus, which is a scummy pre-order bonus. Move me on nicely. So Activision, what is up with that Modern Warfare as a pre-order bonus? If you pay £80 for the Legacy Edition version of Infinite Warfare, for only 10 maps from COD 4, and we can't buy it as a standalone, even though multiple people have been asking it, and by multiple people I mean in their thousands, asking for this, once again proving that you're not listening to your fan base. Oh! And only 10 maps out of the total 16 maps are in Call of Duty Modern Warfare? Wait, guys. Does anybody else smell that? What is that smell? Oh, I know what that smell is. DLC, DL fucking C. And I will laugh my ass off when I don't buy this shit and that happens to you guys. Don't say I didn't tell you so, because I can already see it coming along. I also strongly dislike Activision Season Pass. Now, don't get me wrong, in theory the Season Pass is a good idea, and The Witcher 3 is an example of a great Season Pass. £20 for an extra 28 hours minimum of game time, if not a hell of a lot more. But guess what, Activision? Season Passes are only worth it if the fucking content is in there and actually worth the money. Honestly, tell me the last time Call of Duty have had a Season Pass worth the money, so I can't think of one single example, can you? Oh, how about another one? Why does every single Call of Duty need a pre-order bonus? Pre-order for Nuketown, pre-order for Terminal, pre-order for Nuketown, pre-order for even more Terminal, pre-order for these nuts. Alright, made that last one up, but there you go. But you know why? I'll tell you why we have this and why we have futuristic games. It's because people fall for this shit, hook, line and sinker, and buy the game every year. If you don't like the current state of the game, don't buy it and force Activision to listen to you. But therein lies a major problem. People do not do this. Listen, if you're a fan of Call of Duty and you love the game's futuristic style and love to play them and buy them every year and don't ever say that you won't buy them, fine. Absolutely fine. No issues. In fact, I respect people for that. You have the integrity to like it and stand up to the fuckwits that were bandwagoning on the hate for that trailer. You like the game? Go ahead. Pre-order. Do you. Fantastic. What I cannot fucking stand is the sheer amount of hypocrites within a lot of the Call of Duty fan base going, well, I absolutely fucking hate this futuristic shit, but I'm still gonna buy it because surely improving Activision's game sales and profit margins when it comes to selling a game set in a futuristic genre is truly telling them that they must go back to the classic style of Modern Warfare 2 and Call of Duty 4. You fucking idiots. We have seen it this year too. People have been bandwagoning on the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare trailer, mass hating it, giving it sheer dislikes, putting it into the top 10 most hated YouTube videos, and all of that bollocks. But if you're one of those people that dislike that trailer and then said, I'm not buying that piece of shit, and then go and buy it, then bitch about the fact that you don't like the futuristic style, you're part of the problem, and you're not helping your franchise get back to its beloved state. The funny thing is, even Activision know this, and you can tell this from CEO Eric Hirschberg's statement when talking about the trailer's criticism, which, don't worry, I will break down for you now. Okay, let's start. First of all, you gotta love the passion of gamers. Right, stop that there, let's break that down. We love the fact that you sit there and hate the game and get shitloads of gaming media to publish more articles on said subject and that game, further promoting it. And besides, not to worry, by the time E3 rolls around, you'll come to love it again, you'll come to your senses. By the way, not a joke, go check out the E3 gameplay of Infinite Warfare and see how many comments say that this game does not look that bad now and saying that they would purchase it. And I bet you they were all mass hated on the trailer beforehand and proclaiming that they would not buy it. Moving on. This is an industry like no other, and a fan base like no other. We love that our fans treat this franchise like their own and have such strong points of view about it. There just aren't many entertainment franchises on Earth that can generate this kind of passion that Call of Duty can, and that's a good thing. Yes, Eric, it's a fantastic thing that you have people who are passionate about the game and have strong points of view, to use your words there. Here's a thought, how about you actually use these strong points of view and maybe listen to the reasonable ideas people have and think about putting them into the games. Fully dedicated servers. But they do not need to when the army of hypocrites who will buy the next game in the franchise because they hate it, but they truly believe that buying the next installment is going to help their beloved fucking franchise go back to its roots and away from the futuristic shit that so many of you proclaim to hate. Newsflash, it fucking won't. Moving on. Secondly, of course we know that there are people in the community who are nostalgic for a boots on the ground style gameplay, and that's why we made Modern Warfare Remastered. But we also have millions of people in our community who want to have new and innovative experiences in the game each year, and Infinite Warfare is going to deliver that. And the good news is, this year, we found a way to deliver both in one package while keeping our community together. No, Eric, what you saw was an opportunity to prey on fans who wanted a beloved boots on the ground style gameplay and decided with your marketing team to pounce on this by offering it as a pre-order item for the limited edition of the game to help improve the sales of the game, and then hopefully do some DLC on the end of it, because don't worry, it probably will happen. And you will be paying for DLC for Call of Duty 4 Remastered, don't you worry about that. But anyways, don't worry guys, if Infinite Warfare goes up shit's creek without a paddle, we can still rely on the ton of fuckwits pre-ordering Infinite Warfare so they can get the Call of Duty 4 Remastered copy. Because don't forget you won't be able to get it anywhere else as a standalone, so you absolutely must cough up more money or never have your boots on the ground style gameplay again, or you will never, ever see that style of gameplay again. Apologies for the Y2J impression there, move on swiftly. And you know what the funny thing is in all of this? It's coming true. Infinite Warfare pre-order numbers are surpassing the level of Black Ops 3. Look at these statistics from week ending June 25th for pre-orders in the US. Black Ops 3 got 60,000 pre-orders a week before its release, and Infinity Ward is set to surpass that months before the game is set to release. Kinda makes me want to break out into a song, you know. R.I.P. to the boots on the ground style you used to see. Those days are over. Baby, they are. Goddamn, all I need now is a sub story and my X Factor rise to fame is alright. Anyways, let's go on to gameplay issues. First, I'd like to start off with the fact that the weapon seems so literally broken in terms of balance in near enough all Call of Duty games. What do I mean by this? Well, I love that COD has a vast variety of weapons to use. Fantastic, more weapons to pwn noobs with. However, all of the modern Call of Duty games have felt like they've had such shit bias towards SMGs, it's ridiculous. This is not just in one game. I mean, let's start from Modern Warfare 2. UMP Silence with F&J was the hot shit. Black Ops, AK-74U. Modern Warfare 3, the beloved MP7. Extreme sarcasm, by the way, I fucking hated that thing. And now the Black Ops 3, where if you're not using a VMP, Razorback or a Weevil, forget doing well in the game. I'm thankful that they have tried to amend this in the recent patches, and it's somewhat helping because people are starting to use a bigger variety of weapons in Black Ops 3. But you still have a sizable amount of people just charging around the map, boosting into your face and just spray and play for the kill. And this is around about 85 to 90% of the ways that you will end up getting killed. I feel the maps really do cater to them as well, but more on that later. I hope in future Call of Duties that they work on this and they also work to amend it so all weapons play to their strengths. I don't mind someone getting right up into my face with a submachine gun and killing me. That's fine. I don't have an issue with that. That's how the gun's most supposed to be used. It's supposed to be used at close range. But I don't want them going too far outside of their limits. And I'm looking at silenced SMGs long-shotting people across the map and outgunning others with snipers and machine guns. What the fuck is the point of even having a sniper or a machine gun when you could just use an SMG silence and long shot? What is the point of having a fucking range gun? It's useless. Next. What is the point of kill streaks anymore? In the last two Call of Duties, we've had kill streaks that you never ever see. Now I'm going to use the example of Black Ops 3 again, and you will see it in my clips. All you will see is HCXDs, UAVs, counter-UAVs, and the occasional care package. Anything above that is completely rare. I mean, I'm third prestige, I've never used a mothership, let alone seen one in the game more than 3 times. But let's break it down overall. Let's take a look at the care packages and look at some of these statistics for you getting kill streaks from a care package. And look at anything above 1,000 points. It's a 12% chance that you can get that from a care package. That does not even factor in legitimately earning them as kill streaks, which is truly non-existent. I don't think I've ever seen anyone legitimately earn a mothership. Whether it is any of the above mentioned gameplay issues or the game is transforming into something new, and that's causing this, I think the transformation we are seeing with less variety and kill streaks being used in games is detrimental. I mean, I can't think of any other game that offers kill streaks, and I really do find it's one of the unique selling points for a lot of the Call of Duty games. Whether it is dropping in a Hellstorm missile, calling in a Harrier, a Payload nuke, Moab, EMP, or whatever tickles your fancy, the decline of kill streaks and not being able to use the high level kill streaks is not helping the game and the franchise overall. Also, I don't see any originality in the new maps. I touched on this earlier. Like, honestly, none of them retain that, oh yeah, I love this map feeling you got from the original games. And the maps. It's sad because they all look the same now. Creating new maps is easier said than done, I know, with all factors to account for. But they must work on making better maps that are unique and interesting and quirky, rather than bringing back fucking Nuketown and Terminal and whatnot every fucking year as pre-order bonuses. I love how everything also has to be close quarters battle maps. I'm not talking about bringing back Battlefield 4 size maps. I know that COD's a quick shooting game, but at least have some decent sightlines and long range sightlines. Like how older maps did, with Terminal being an example, where MGs and snipers had a fair crack at going against someone who has medium to long range with an SMG. Because always having CQB maps and forcing us to use the SMGs or the assault rifles is getting very tiring very quickly, and is what is putting a lot of people off coming back to the franchise. Okay, moving on to the supply drops from the most recent game. I think that they were decent for the cosmetics. What I do not like is the sheer fucking array of stupidly broken weapons that you can get out of them. And yes, I am specific looking at you, Marshall 38s. Whoever thought Activision, or whoever, fucking Infinity Ward, which was actually Treyarch, but there you go, to give people a pistol that could one-shot people was a fucking idiot. Better yet, let them just unlock tubes. Just run around the map with, or camp in a doorway with them to keep one-shotting. You know, what is the point? I don't really have a problem with the melee weapons as they are not broken or have extra lunge or any of that. I mean, most people don't use the assault rifles or the RSA interdiction, which is the sniper rifle. I do actually have that sniper unlocked, but it ain't that great. And you're going back to the melee weapons, they require a lot of finesse and patience to use. But by putting overpowered weapons into supply drop, you're making the game feel like a pay-to-access, which means, yeah, buy the game, but if you want the good stuff like the Marshall 38s or the MP40 rip-off, you better fork over another 50 quid and pray to get one of those OP weapons out of those cases, because you sure as fuck won't get them in a normal supply drop. Case in point right here in these supply drops. By the way, those took about 10 games each to get the cryptic keys for. Those fucking drops. Hours well spent, by the way. Next, to look at the franchise's fan base, and it has a bad reputation, and this does not bode well for people returning back to the franchise or getting new people into the series. Now, Let's play a game here. Think of the Call of Duty fan base and picture it in your head. Got it? Okay. Now, did you think of this? This? Or this? Then that is the problem right there. While it may be an unfair judgment or a stereotype, the Call of Duty franchise is still synonymous with the image of a place for small kids or teenagers swearing and slinging homophobic slurs. The fact of the matter is that a toxic community like this, whether a harsh judgment or not, is another contributing factor in a long list of problems that are killing this franchise and prohibiting it from becoming great again. The final issue I have is with having free developers all with their own unique ideas and concepts is not helping the game. Now, as I started in the beginning, Call of Duty has free developers, as I stated. Infinity Ward, Treyarch, and Sledgehammer. And every year they make their own game. Advanced Warfare was Sledgehammer's creation, Black Ops 3 was Treyarch's handiwork, and Infinity Ward are in control of the most recent upcoming release, Infinite Warfare. The problem is that they have such differing concepts, and then when one does something that people like, others have to adhere to it. For example, Black Ops 3's version of the exosuits are a huge contrast to what Sledgehammer's Advanced Warfare ones were. But now that people love the suits from Black Ops 3, Infinity Ward have to keep this style or face an uprising from fans, and then this blows out any new ideas that Infinity Ward potentially had to take with the franchise. So I think that this definitely needs to change. But right, those are some of the significant problems that are in this game. I could have gone over a lot more, but for the sake of keeping it a little bit shorter than when I could have gone with it, let us go and take a look at some of the solutions to try and make this franchise great again. Okay, let us take a look at some of the solutions that could make this franchise great again. I have to go straight to the fanbase, and first they have to go with, if you don't like a COD game, do not fucking buy it. I know. Trust me, when all your friends are sitting there playing the new game, it is hard to resist buying it. But the only way you're ever going to get a significant change in this game, or want to try and get a game like Modern Warfare 2, or even a boots on the ground style gameplay, as Eric put it nicely earlier, you need to abstain from buying the futuristic games, not buying them. That's the only way you will get them to change is by hurting Activision's bottom line. Now let's picture this with Infinite Warfare. Now, if people were to mass boycott buying Infinite Warfare, then this hurts Activision, as it means they'll lose a lot of money and it will be a strong indication that there was a problem with the game. Then they go and look at feedback and do market research. They see that the futuristic genre was not selling as well as they hoped. Then they would have to rethink their approach to new games. On top of that, they then have shareholders getting on their case as the share prices of their company would sharply drop. Because remember, Activision are owned by the public. They're, like, literally, I can go and buy a share right now if I wanted to. I could go own a piece of Activision right now. Back to the point. A boycotted game will result in shares dropping, putting huge pressure on the CEO, Eric Hirschberg, to actually listen to what the fans are looking for in a Call of Duty game, so that they can boost sales and once again increase the share prices. You want a classic COD game that will make the franchise great again? You need to stop buying the new games and clearly send a message to the producers and the developers. Furthermore, the game needs to start changing to catering to more gamers, not just the set demographic that they have at the moment. One of the things that really turns off a lot of people from playing the game, apart from the game itself, is sadly the community. To be blunt, the community is toxic as fuck, and it is increasing. Don't believe me? Try going into game chat and talking to people like a normal fucking human being, and you'll most likely find an 8-year-old screaming to tell you to shut the fuck up, or someone blasting music down their headset. This is the environment Activision is prospectively offering to new and returning customers. I think by making a unique game that caters to the new fans and old disillusioned fans with the franchise, this will enhance the community, bringing back more people to the COD community, making the community less toxic, and overall helping the franchise for its future endeavours and to become great again. Next, gameplay needs to be looked at. Now I can understand the close quarters battles being in the game, even if it is not my forte. I can understand unique supply drop weapons to some extent. By this I mean the melee weapons, not those OP piece of shit marshals. One thing that I cannot and will not let go is the sorry state of affairs that the last two Call of Duty's kill streaks have been in. Now don't get me wrong, there are actually decent kill streaks in my opinion, but they are absolutely pointless. I mean, let's look at Black Ops 3 and let me ask you how many times you've seen a mothership or a GI unit. I know I'm repeating myself, but it's so freaking important. I think I've seen one once every prestige. Now compare that to something along the lines of Modern Warfare 2. How many times did you see an AC-130 or a freaking chopper gunner? You saw them huge amounts of times. And then going back to that GI unit, they're out of care packages. I never think I've seen someone getting a legit top tier kill streak on this game. So I've only seen the top tier kill streaks 3 times. But I'm not suggesting that they make them too easy. Like, literally making it so that you can go and get one without any effort. But when seeing a mothership or a top tier kill streak is like Christmas, then something needs to change. I'd like to see possibly kill streaks how Modern Warfare 3 were designed. 3 different trees for different style of people. One tree was points without dying, one tree was support streaks, which was accumulated points, and specialists, which gives you perks as you get killed and points, and then at 8 kills you get all the perks. I used to love that system. Some of you may disagree with that, but the point being, I think kill streaks need to be worked on and made relevant to the game again. Even if the game is transforming, they need to be made relevant, as it's one of Call of Duty's unique selling points compared to other first-person shooters on the market, and it's one of the key features multiplayer fans love, so kill streaks need to be looked at if this franchise has any hope of becoming great again. Next, map design needs to be worked on. You can't keep relying on Nuketown remasters or Terminal remasters or Zombie map remasters to keep selling the game. You need to start looking at making new and memorable maps that get people excited and want to play them. Think at this point, I can't remember from the last 3 years a memorable map that you'd always love to play. I can't think of one, can you? Gone are the days of classics like Terminal Shipment, Nuketown, Rust. In are the forgettable ones. Move on, who cares about the map as long as you're playing the game? If the game's going to become great again, this needs to change. Okay, let's move on to extra paid content and microtransactions. And I'm going to start with the supply drops that have popped up in the last 2 games. You know what? They are actually pretty good, especially the system in Black Ops 3, having your character with customizable modes at the end of the game are very cool. I do like them, nothing like sticking it to some noobs after a great game of a fast array of the most. I have to mention the other cosmetics like the customizable sight reticles, gun camo shapes for the emblem editor and the melee weapons, but that is it. I believe they need to take out all the other weapons from supply drops. If you want to add in extra weapons, great. How about adding them in as an actual incentive to pick up the season pass? Put something meaningful in them. But we will get onto that. If the supply drops were surely cosmetic items, they would not lose their drive for people paying money to open them. In addition to this, you could have gun camo competitions with the community and let them vote on the best ones to get put into supply drops. This increases fan participation in your game with people visiting your sites to vote and also making their own camos. After they've made their camos, they go and play with them in the game to see how they look. And those two are great things, fan participation and people playing the game. And those are things that could bring the COD franchise back to greatness. As for season passes, if they were to add weapons into the season pass, add in actually decent maps that they made, and then maybe some extra content on top of that, maybe monthly bonuses to the currency for supply drops, or possibly a supply drop every month, or a lot of other incentives, like maybe a week's early access, just how Battlefield 4 premiums like, and 2 weeks of early access for season pass holders. They would actually make the season pass more appealing and actually make people buy them rather than having the lackluster season passes that we currently have that people are clearly not buying. My last solution for the Call of Duty franchise is regarding the free developers. They need to become one cohesive unit focused on just working on one style of COD games rather than all three. All that you're doing by making 3 different Call of Duty games is putting people off the game and buying it. If you dream of having a story with substance and continuity, a multiplayer experience that adhered to one set formula, for example having exosuits or not sticking, or just having solid exosuits and sticking with this, or even having extra game modes, whether or not always having zombies, or having another survival game mode, or even the nightmare mode from Black Ops 3. Surprisingly enough, I actually liked it. It made more sense than the actual campaign. I would have it so that each studio worked on one single element of the game. So let's use Infinite Warfare as our example here. I would have Infinity Ward work on the story, as they have proven with Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 that they can make great stories in campaigns. Next, have Treyarch work on secondary game modes. Treyarch are best known for zombies, which they released with Call of Duty World at War, and it was the game's main selling point. It is evident they have a knack for it, so have them work on maybe more zombies maps, a new survival mode, or maybe a spin-off of the story like the Nightmare mode. Finally, that leaves us with Sledgehammer and let them work on multiplayer. Now I know what some of you may say, yeah dude, but they made Advanced Warfare multiplayer and that was shit, so how is that going to help? And I would say, give them a chance. With the right formula, I definitely think that they could succeed. And I mean, they were the first people to properly bring in the supply drop system, so they do have some good ideas under their belt. Which, while their system was not perfect, it came something great with Black Ops 3. I believe by having all 3 developers focused on one area, but all working towards the same game, as a cohesive unit will produce better quality games and make the games great again, subsequently improving the franchise. But right, now that we've gone over some of my solutions to help make this franchise great again, let's go over my final thoughts on whether or not this franchise can become great again. Okay, now for my final thoughts on whether or not I think that this franchise could become great again. And you know what? I don't think it can be great again. I've been grappling with this question all week. I think with the right changes and a COD where they listen to their fans and make outstanding games, then yes, it could be great again. Plus, no matter what I say, Call of Duty is still going to be selling in huge quantities whenever they release a game. But those are the two main reasons I can think of that the game can be great again. Then, I look on the other side of the coin and we have sales declining for Call of Duty games, the casual gaming market being eaten up by mobile games like Candy Crush, Clash Cans, Pokemon Go, all of those lot. More variety in the FPS market is killing Call of Duty's profit margins, and the fact that the fan base has become disillusioned with the game, which means that people are stopping buying for the game, which is not going to help the franchise ever return to greatness. I truly believe this franchise cannot be made great again. Now, do I think it's going to die tomorrow? God no. I believe the franchise can easily make it to 2020 with no issues, but after that I truly do not see the game surviving unless something drastic happens and they make huge changes. But right, well there you have it, my thoughts and feelings on the Call of Duty franchise and whether or not it can be made great again. Let me know in the comment section below, do you agree with me, do you disagree with me? Let me know, give me some constructive criticism for some more videos. I hope you have enjoyed this video, do make sure to go give it a like and subscribe for more sexy ass content. Next week's video we will be looking at the video game streaming website Twitch TV and trying to make that great again. But make sure as well to go check out the Twitch, Twitter, Facebook and Discord links in the description below. And make sure to go follow me on Twitter if you want the opportunity to vote on what the next Make It Great Again video will be on. Right, I'm going to sign off, so peace out guys and thank you for watching.
Say that it feels right.